Welcome to our community. Susie Thomas visiting with you today. We are welcoming a good friend, Billie Janet Berkey, actually from The Light 95.9 and also from a million other things because she is one busy lady. Good morning.
Good morning.
One of your busy things is the Louisville Constitution Festival.
It is.
You're a Louisvilleonian? What is that? What are you, Louisvilleites?
A loser Louisvilleian? No, I don't know how to say that. But yes, born and bred Louisville.
And tell me a little bit about your community and our community of Louisville, Billie Janet.
Louisville is a small community. It is very tight-knit. And, you know, growing up in Louisville, you see that. But it's a very open-armed community, too, and it's a changing community. And our current mayor and council are trying to push some changes that I think will be really good for our community.
Changes? Like what kind of changes?
Things like some programs, staff, changing the physical plants of some of the locations, like turning an alley into a nice sitting place to park, to sit and have time together as a community. The Louisville Chamber is very, very active with car shows, and they do a lot of those, and they have some good services. Our very own newspaper is hitting the airwaves the weekend of our festival.
Louisville Herald.
Louisville-born Miss Ohio, Sarah Clapper, is going out for Miss America. So we're very proud of Miss Sarah. And so we have a lot of good folks in Louisville that try to do good things for not just Louisville, but the whole city.
People like Sarah, Miss Ohio, and other young people, are we finding that they're coming back to Louisville? Are they staying? Are they leaving? What do we find?
Somewhat. I'm not involved quite enough to know that for sure, but there are some good quality leaders in Louisville that have stayed throughout the years.
So one of the things that Louisville is known for is the Constitution town. How and when did that come about?
Well, Olga Weber, who was a stay-at-home mom, of course, back in the 50s, most of the ladies
Everybody
were.
was.
She was reading the Constitution, and she said, this is quite the document that has given us as Americans so many freedoms. And, you know, we celebrated our independence, but did we celebrate the freedoms that our government put in front of us? And she found that we weren't. So she asked the Congress at that time to set a day, not just for Louisville, but for the whole country, to celebrate the Constitution, which is September 17th.
Let me just stop you right there. A gal from Louisville, a mom, contacted Congress, which who knows how to do that, and say, we need to have a day where we celebrate our Constitution. This is how this happened?
This is how this happened.
And they listened to her.
They listened to her. Not only did they listen to her in 1953, but then Eisenhower made it an official day. President Eisenhower, and I think it's 55.
And I'm wondering how many people actually know that we have a Constitution Day. And you're saying it is September 17th?
September 17th.
All righty. How cool that we take the time to remind ourselves about the freedoms we have.
Very much so,
what do you
especially
think?
Right now.
Do we know what's in the Constitution? Do we take the time and learn it?
I wonder how many people do. Because I know when I joined the committee again, I joined as a community friend and cousin, ended up on the committee due to family peer pressure. But I'm glad they did because I'm having a blast doing it. And I had to sit down and read it again. The real question is do people know that the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence are really two separate documents?
Two different things.
And that's what's scary, you know, and when we realize that some of the kids didn't know that those are really two separate documents.
And all the amendments.
The amount.
And when they come and go. And
exactly.
Only one I think has gone. But it's amazing, isn't it? Because it's a working document.
Correct.
But the core of it is so ingenious.
Yes.
What did you find when you sat down and read? What struck you?
Obviously, the whole separation and, you know, being able to and at the Light here, freedom of speech,
yes.
Freedom to do this, freedom to do that. The first sentence is the key thing for me. We the people, in order to form a more perfect union. if it doesn't say anything else, we need to pay attention to those words. We are one country. We need to be united. Yeah, we're going to have differences, and it's obvious, but we can't let those differences tear us apart as a country, and quite honestly, as a family sometimes.
Those are really words for our time, because I don't remember our country ever being more divided. But if we can come back to our roots and come back to those founding words in order to form a more perfect union, that just speaks volumes. I think that ought to be just our motto for the next several years.
Exactly.
And, let's just remember, let's always be trying to form a more perfect union. And everybody's got different ideas of how to go about things. But if we can keep that end goal, and remember, basically, end goal is probably the same in most people's hearts and minds.
Sure.
It's how to get there that we differ on. And we don't have to have it be so volatile, do we?
Exactly. We all have an end goal, whether our end goal is our children, having a party, which is basically what we do at the Constitution Festival, is have a party. We need to celebrate, because we still have it so much better than so many other countries.
Our freedoms. I think you're right, Billie Janet. When people go to another country, you hear about young people thinking they've got rights when they go visit other countries, and they find themselves behind bars because you have no rights here. And they're so used to having rights that we might end up feeling a little entitled, huh? Because we just think, hey, I'm a human being. I'm a member of the human race. I've got rights.
Yes.
Not unless a government has sat down and said specifically, in our country, this is the way we are doing things.
Correct. It's scary.
It's amazing. All right. So to celebrate this, to celebrate our freedoms and the rights we have been given and recognize, our God-given rights. And praise God, we live in a place where God is still recognized as sovereign. And that it all starts there, doesn't it? Right. What do we do to celebrate this?
We have a big party.
Yay!
That's basically what the festival is. We really focus on the kids. We are not doing the big rides this year. We chose to bring some inflatables in and some more stuff. We're going to have horse riding, tractor pull, bingo. Got to have some bingo for some of the adults. Music, lots of music. Our friend Todd Taylor is going to come bring his oldies on Friday night. He starts at 9. Kind of a late night, but that's more for the adults. And then, of course, fireworks. Got to have fireworks at 10 on Friday the 8th.
Okay. So this is all September the 8th.
September the 8th.
What time does everything get underway?
The evening begins at 5 p.m.
Okay.
That's when you can do rides. Lots of food vendors.
Are you willing to tell us what kind of food we can get? Do you happen to know who some of the vendors are?
I don't know all of those. Those are Jim and Karen's babies as far as lining that up. But we have barbecue. We have a gyro. We have some simple hot dog hamburger places. Don't forget, you can't miss festival fries and...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my mind's blank.
Well, are you talking about elephant ears?
Elephant ears.
Okay.
Can't forget the elephant ears. Cotton candy, a kettle corn lady, an ice cream person. So we have a little bit of everything.
Good fair food. You can count on it.
And we will have vendors, craft vendors, and a few business vendors, and one or two people who are running for office in our big tent. The Constitution Committee will have a few door prizes and a raffle drawing. That will happen all weekend.
And this is all starting Friday.
Friday afternoon, the 8th at 5 p.m.
5 p.m. Get on over and you can eat.
Metzger Park in Louisville.
Metzger Park.
That is the park that's on Nickel Plate north of the high school.
All right.
South of the high school, I'm sorry.
Okay. And we will review all of these details before we let Billie Janet leave. But, okay, music, Todd T. Taylor. He plays oldies?
He plays the oldies.
Okay.
You hear Todd's voice on here once in a while. He does some spots for WNPQ.
Yes, he's an old radio guy.
He is.
And I think a real true fan of the oldies.
The oldies and politically and patriotic, I mean.
Yes.
He's a very... He enjoys sharing the word of what's good in this country. And music is one of those things.
And anybody positive right now, I just want to be around.
And he's one of them.
That's great.
He's definitely one of them.
How about Saturday?
Saturday, we start at 11. We're going to start with a tractor pull. George Kinko is going to help us with that. And, of course, we have the bingo, more games. The games for the kids are going all weekend.
And those are inflatables.
Inflatables and then some other little ones, too. Pony rides.
Great.
Then at 2 o'clock, we're going to have a pet parade, a pet contest.
Oh.
So you can dress them up a little bit and then bring them and show them off a little bit. We're going to have some prizes.
Let me stop you there. Do you have to have registered your pet ahead of time?
You can do that there.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can register, have to be registered by 1:30. I will have it online too, but you can do it there too.
Okay. So any pet?
Any pets.
All right.
Yes, and Glitz and Glamour Grooming in Louisville is our sponsor for that. Glitz and Glamour Grooming.
So do they have a leg up, so to speak, if they're a little bit glitzy? Dress your pet in the cutest. Okay. All right. It sounds
some
fun.
Really cute ones that come through.
Sounds fun. And anybody can be in the parade.
Anybody
and that
can
takes
do
place
that.
when again? I'm sorry.
That is Saturday the 9th at 2.
Awesome. What's next?
And then after the animals are done, the Little Rock Band is going to entertain us for a little while. And they are they're a couple. They do some country music. They're an excellent little band. And there's something about them. You can't just sit and listen to them. You got to get up and move.
Awesome.
Get up and move. And so that's Saturday.
Wow.
And then, of course, Saturday evening, we bring in Rock the Park, which you've already spoken to Nate and Sherry about.
Yes,
Rock
but
the
for
Park.
people who may have missed that, let's give a rundown of Rock the Park.
Rock the Park is a free Christian concert with a tour of you know what? My mind just went blank.
It starts at about what time?
It starts at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
And it's Seventh Time Down, Sean Locke, V. Rose, Safe Kept. And I'm missing one. I apologize.
That's okay.
I don't have my notes in front of me.
And many, many awesome Christian artists, and
Yes.
it's going to be kind of rocking.
Be right. Yeah, it's a little bit on the rocky side for the kids, the teenagers. But we've had a lot of adults come too. I was very surprised sitting and watching people come in last year. All ages come.
Absolutely, because it's good music.
It's good music.
It's free.
Correct.
And we live in a country where a Christian music concert can be part of a civic celebration.
Correct.
Yay. Just that is we're celebrating. So very cool. And that all gets underway 6 o'clock on Saturday night. Perfect. And people can bring picnics and so forth and listen.
Oh, yes.
It goes how long?
Yes. The concert will be done probably about 10 o'clock.
Okay. More fireworks, or are those just Friday?
No, we're only doing Friday.
Okay, so don't miss the fireworks on Friday.
Yes.
Okay.
Friday night fireworks.
Okay. What do we do Sunday?
Sunday is just a little more of the same as far as the festival goes. We are going to have a worship service at 11. And then we'll move into more prizes and food, or games and food. And then the Hot Cargo Band, which is a steel guitar jamboree band.
Neat.
Is going to play. They're actually playing for 4 hours, so we have plenty of opportunity to come hear them.
Wow.
From 2 to 6. So if you like guitar music, come hear that. And I'm not sure, but if you're a guitarist, bring your guitar. I think they may be
A jam?
Doing a jam.
Oh, my goodness. Sure. Well, after 4 hours, they might be tired and they might need some backup.
They might need a break and have somebody else come up and play for them.
Worship service. This is a non-denominational.
Correct.
Everybody included.
And our friends from Safe Kept are actually going to lead the music. And then we have another group coming in to do the worship, the speaking side of it. And the Louisville pastors will be doing a prayer service during it too.
Wonderful. Well, we also know that there's a pageant, and we will find out more about that after these words. You're listening to Our Community.